Hello, everyone. This is Tammy Fisher within the Doll World, and I'm here today with my beautiful co-host, Miss Georgette Taylor.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Miss Georgette. And today's special guest is Cecelia Arrington, and Cecilia is a award-winning doll artist. She makes one-of-a-kind dolls, and we are really excited to have her with us today. So she's going to speak to us about her doll journey as well as the Professional Doll Makers Art Guild show that's coming up. So we're excited to hear about both her journey and the show. And this year we are again sponsoring the PD Mag. That's the short version of the Professional Guild. And this is their second year. So we're super excited about this show. And thank you, Cecilia, for joining us. We are just elated to have you.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. This is exciting.
Good.
Two things. I'm excited about being interviewed and I'm excited about the convention. So it's
Yay.
right.
That's
cool.
Yeah.
So, Cecilia, we're going to start where we do, with most of our interviews, and that question is, tell us about your doll journey. We'd like to know where it began and how you ended being where you are today.
Sure. Well, my doll journey started when I was a little girl. I used to play with Barbies. I was born in the 60s, so that's, as far as I know, that's all we had. And Barbie had a Black friend named Christy back then, and Christy had a little sister named Skipper. And in the 60s and 70s, it was very hard to find Skipper. If you could find her, you'd have to pay a lot. So I've always liked dolls, but what I used to do is I used to take the heads off and switch the bodies around, and because I wanted to be creative and make them the way I wanted them to be. I wanted some of them to be short. I didn't want them all to be tall and lanky. And so, I was very creative. Of course, my parents thought I was strange, but I was just trying to be a creative child. So there was one time in the 5th grade, I made a doll out of cloth, and I used some stuffing from a pillowcase. And it was a life-size doll. It was a Raggedy Ann type of doll. And I was really pleased with that. And after that, I grew up and went to college and did all of those things, got married. And when things settled down, I revisited my doll journey and I started making little wire dolls. And I loved it. I had like the wire dolls with the beaded dress. And then I moved on to polymer clay. That didn't work out. It was a little too sticky, and you really need to know what you're doing when you're curing polymer clay. You need to have your oven set. And I thought, this is too tedious. I don't want to focus on an oven. I want to focus on building the bodies and the dolls. So I moved on to air dry clay. And from that, I just made all of these beauties behind me. It's different types of air dry clay. I use paper clay, Premier, Daz, Nara, all types of air dry clay. And so in 2008, I was doing a Google search and I wanted to join a club or a group of people who makes dolls or who sells dolls. And I found the Professional Makers Art Guild. And I signed up and joined, and I've been participating in contests and winning and having a blast ever since.
That's great. That's
great.
great.
That sounds great.
Yeah. So I want to ask you one question about this doll that you made when you were a child. You said it was life size. Was it life size like the size of a baby, or your size? How big was this doll?
It was the size of a 12-year-old. And
oh,
yeah,
wow.
And it was, I'm so upset that I didn't save it because, it was made out of different sheets, different comforters. And it looked like a quilt, and I could see it in my head, and I found some yarn for the hair. And, back then I thought, man, this is hideous. And people laughed at me, but thinking about it, that was really good. It was, it'd be considered like shabby chic these days, So yeah, and and of course my mom was upset because I actually used her curtains to from the thing, and yeah, my poor mom, it's hard raising a creative child, especially if you're poor and you can't buy anything. You're just going to use whatever you can find.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I love the stories of people's childhood and their doll journey. So I want to talk a little bit about the convention, and then I want to get back to your story, because you're an award-winning member of this group. So let's talk a little bit about the convention. So this year is the second year of the convention, and what are the dates for the convention?
So the dates are October the 15th through the 24th.
Okay, so it's longer than it was last year.
Yeah, longer. September 1st, you can purchase your ticket. And we've got 2 access levels. We got the free access level, and those folks can log in and get access to the sales pages. And then we've got the VIP access level, which is $10. And you get early access to the sales pages. You get studio tours, artist interviews, a lot of really interesting classes this year. One that really stands out, someone's doing a class on a mermaid armature, and I was like, whoa, that is awesome. And last night I found out, since I'm a volunteer, I get to take Sherry's class on how to create BJDs for free. So it's going to be a 6-week class. So I'm like really excited about that.
That's nice.
I'm excited for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sherry's a great
really
teacher.
Cool.
Oh,
yeah, Sherry Freddo is, Sherry is the president of the club. And I've taken some classes with Sherry. She's very patient and just so talented.
Very talented. So and you're right with that patient thing.
Yeah, she is. She's very patient.
She's one of my mentors, and Naomi Smith is another mentor of mine. I love all of my fellow artists, but those two go to them for anything.
Yeah, we just recently interviewed Naomi. It was a great interview. One of the things that I think sets her apart in this world, because everybody has their things that makes them, I don't know, that you remember them for.
Unique.
Yeah, and that are unique. And with her, she has found this little niche with these silicone babies. And she's just making these just beautiful, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. And out of the box
these
type
kits
of
and
very nice.
It's very unique. Very unique.
I could see why that would be something that you would like, because your artwork too is the same. It's very it's not very conventional, it's out of the box. And so I could see why she would be a good mentor for you too.
Yeah. She's going to have an airbrushing class.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
During the convention, and I think she's hosting a paid class on how to build a dragon. It's that dragon in the picture is,
I believe it is,
exquisite.
So with the VIP level, do you pay for classes, or
there's a section of free classes just for VIP people, and then there's another section of paid classes for anybody that you have to pay. So even the VIPs will have to pay for some of those classes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's PD Mag Convention.
Yes, pdmagconvention.com. Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, my role for the convention is I'm helping with the website. So standing it up and adding the pictures. I actually did the homepage. I've got a partner, that Pixie, who's doing everything else, and she is another
Pixie
one.
is great.
Fabulous.
Yeah, Pixie Haven.
Fabulous.
Yeah, I really like Pixie. Yeah. So thank you for giving us that update on the convention. Now, you are an award winner. So how many years have you won awards with this group?
So I joined in 2018. I'm sorry, 2018.
Okay.
And I participated in every gold contest ever since then. And here's my award I've got an award here for 2019. And the doll for that is, and this is in the apprentice category.
Okay.
So an apprentice, so when you join the guild, your skills are assessed, and then you're put into an academy, whether it's advanced or novice. And so this is in the apprentice category. So
nice.
Asymmetrica symbiotica. She's a little angel.
Unconventional angel. Asymmetrica symbiotica. Okay, so why is she named that?
Oh, she's called that because if you look at her, she has asymmetrical ears, asymmetrical eyelids. That's the asymmetrical part, and the symbiotic part are she has a symbiotic relationship with mushrooms that are growing out of her little body.
Oh, okay. That's very creative.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like being I like irony and and things like that. That's the kind of artist I want to be. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And she's jointed. I saw her moving.
Oh yeah, yes. She she is an attempt at a ball jointed doll. And this is without the Sherry's training. So, you know, after I get Sherry's training, I'll be able, because what you want to do is you want your dolls to stand. You want them to stand.
Okay.
So that's a good definition, a good quality BJD if they can stand and move properly. So hopefully when I take that class with Sherry during the convention, I'll be an expert.
That's great. I didn't even understand that as one of the requirements. I just,
It's very technical. Very technical.
Cool.
Yeah, it's almost like you really need, you know, if you're a mechanical engineer, you probably would be a good ball jointed doll developer.
Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. And here's my award for 2019, and that is for these two ladies. They are called Lean In, and
pretty.
Yep, it's sort of a play on you know, the lean in movement. It's two girls, two lovers leaning in. So
nice.
Yep.
They're pretty.
Would you mind showing us them individually?
Not at all. So this is, now the piece is called Lean In, so I didn't name them. It's just Lean In. And I don't know about how we're doing with nudity, but they don't have, you know, everything's out there, but that's part of being an artist. You want to be different.
Yes.
So this is
very nice.
The one girl and her.
Okay.
Now this hair,
look at her hair.
Yeah, this is not yarn. This is African braiding hair.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so like kinkalon or something like that?
Yes, that's it. That's the word. I forgot. That's what it's called, kinkalon. Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's in a
beautiful.
Nice, pretty red color.
Did you make that wig?
I used I bought a hairnet, cut it and you know, shaped it to the sides of her head. And wrapped a rubber band around to keep it on, and I put the strands in not one at a time, but 3 or 4 at a time into each hole. It's like the traditional way of making a wig. Yeah, from back in the day. Yeah, but it takes, you know, these dolls, it takes me a year to finish my dolls that I enter into the gold contest, because there's just a lot of work that goes into the hair and the nails and the clothes, and it's all sewn by hand. I don't use a sewing machine, so it takes a while. It takes a long time. And this one,
no sewing machine.
She is my favorite. I just love I love the way she turned out. Again, she's got pink long hair.
Their hair is just outstanding. She's amazing.
She's one of my favorites.
I can see
love the way she turned out.
Great work. And they're called Lean In.
Yep, Lean In, and they're leaning in. They're lovers, and they're leaning in to each other.
Yes,
that's great. I love that.
Love it.
Yeah. And the dolls, and I love the inclusivity. You know, where the world is becoming more diverse, and we're becoming more accepting, and I love that piece. I love the power there.
This is the last award for this 2021.
Okay.
And this is a couple this is a piece called Kiss Carefully. These dolls are pretty large. There's a lot going on with them.
How tall are they?
Her hair.
She is about 27 inches.
Wow.
And her hair is a curly version of the other one I said, like the kinkalong.
Okay,
and
nice.
I put beads in it. I wanted to put little teeny butterflies in it, because again, I don't want to be normal. I want to I want to go way out there, and I'm getting there. But so she's got some beads, and she's got I love her expression. She's got that dazed look. That's what I was going for.
So with her hair, how did you get her hair to stand up? Is it on wire? Is it armature?
So this is it's wire, but it's wire, it's tape. Actually, you know what? Her hair is an armature in of itself.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's an armature. And I took the hair and wrapped it around. It's curly, and it looks black, but it's not really black. It's sort of a really dark burgundy.
Okay.
Like a dark burgundy.
Okay. Dark
Yeah,
burgundy.
it's hard
Okay.
to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
nice.
She's gorgeous.
And this one, and this is the first time making there's a term for this guy. It's
anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic. Yes, he's a hideous warthog.
He's not hideous.
made, but I wanted to have that contrast of a face like this with a fancy suit. You see, he's got the silk shirt. He's got the vest. He's a dapper guy.
Yes,
but look at his face. Look at his earrings. He's got the earrings.
I see him.
Yeah, so he's her husband.
Okay.
Yeah, and the name of the piece is Kiss Carefully. Of course, they're not going to kiss because if he does, he'll kill her with those horns.
That was
cool last
story.
Year's contest winners. Yep.
Yeah.
I love that. I love your stories.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I got a million stories.
You got to make dolls for all of the stories now.
And that's exactly what's happening. Yep, all these things that's been in my head for 57 years are coming out in my dolls. That's exactly what's going on.
Though. That's
a
great.
Good way to summarize it, Georgette.
Yeah.
You got it.
So that's great though, because it allows you to be you, you know?
Yes.
Give you the time to be you after
yeah.
spending so much time being, you know, a worker for somebody or a mom or a wife, or it allows you to be you and bring the best you forward, you know, in the things that you create. So that's great. I love it. It's beautiful, beautiful
Art
work.
is therapy in and of itself, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So we were talking about stories. Do you also write?
Yes, I haven't written in a long time, but I've done a lot of screenplays. It's very interesting that you figured that out. I have a lot of screenplays, a lot of treatments.
Nice.
It's a story my son and I wrote when he was 12. It was a science fiction story about a person who could be in two places at one time. It's very, technical and intricate. And I never did anything with them. I mean, I still have them. I actually found them on a hard drive and I put them out on my Google Drive.
Oh, cool.
I know. I wanted to ask you, so since you are doing your dolls now, and you said you were doing wire dolls in the beginning, did you learn how to sculpt at PD Mag, or was that something that you started to do on your own? When did you learn how to sculpt, faces at?
Yeah, that is tough. So I started the faces on my own. Let's see, I think it was 2018. It took now that's not true. I think I joined the guild in 2018, so I must have started doing the faces in 2017. It took me a long time. I would cry. I almost gave up. It is hard. It is so hard to get to, especially if you want that really nice feminine face. It's very interesting. When I draw, because I can do clip art, my feminine faces look masculine when I draw, but then it's the opposite when I do the clay. All of my guys look like girls, so it's very interesting. Art is just very interesting, but faces are very hard.
Wow.
And Naomi helps me with that a lot. I go to her a lot for that head and face anatomy, because I think there's like a little indent right here, and then you got to remember that zygomatic bone. I mean, it is so hard, but by the time I joined, I could do a face. It just wasn't as realistic as I'd like, but I learned a lot from Naomi and Sherry and Linda Ehrenfried as well. I'm probably not pronouncing her name. I don't see much of her anymore, but I learned a lot from them with the faces. But to me, it's just practice. It's not going to make you perfect. It's just going to make you better. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
Work.
Well, I mean, I still think you do amazing. For 4 years you've been doing it, like at least sculpting 4 years. That's great.
Yeah, I
think so.
This is the hobby that has stuck with me the longest, because I tried a lot of different things, and this is sticking, and I love it.
It's a great hobby.
More that I want to do. I want to get more into more, have people with meat on them. So that's something I haven't done.
Yes. So. I don't know if you know about Georgette, but Georgette is a history-making doll maker. Georgette and one of her friends, Audrey, they created the first plus-size fashion doll
Yeah, I remember reading about you.
Oh, you did?
Impressive.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Put
First
babies
came on
water
the
in the
scene.
bowl.
I did a little bit of research. You know, I was very. I'm impressed by both of you. I'll say that. You
Thank
definitely,
you.
definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're enjoying this.
Yeah, we are. We love it. We love it
Yes.
because we get to meet so many amazing people. And,
Yes.
you know, I mean, Tammy is the one that will be literally on the internet, you know, watching videos and watching dolls forever. That's not mine.
That's my hobby.
That's usually not my thing. So when I do get to interview everybody and I do get to see what their passion is and what their style is and what they create, you know, once I know they're gonna be on the show, I'm just always fascinated at the amazing and beautiful work that everybody does, you know, and it just makes me smile more. It's just so cool. Yeah. It's so cool to see the talent of people out there creating art like that in dolls. So thank you for, you know, bringing that to us as well. Really, do some great work.
And thank you too for bringing it to me, because I did not know that there was so many people of color out there making dolls. So that's why I go to your show. I'm like, what? Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, we actually have people who shop from our shows, because so like in February we did the World of Black Doll celebration.
Right.
And the reason that we did that was we keep hearing this, I can't find a black doll, and we're interviewing people who are making dolls because they can't find black dolls. And so I said, you know, Georgia, we should do a black doll share, because one of the things that I realized was that Georgette and I are privileged when it comes to dolls. We know that the dolls that you see in the store is a teeny tiny percentage of them. I said, we need to introduce people to these dolls and to these doll makers. We need to uplift the voices of these people who are making black dolls. And so most of the people who are making black dolls are Black people. And so it was a way of uplifting the dolls, so the people who are interested in the dolls, and introducing people to the doll makers and learning about just how diverse the doll world is. It's you know, and even with the dolls that you buy, you know, in the store, you know, just how diverse the people are. So yes, that makes a lot of sense. We are learning too about the diversity, and we continue to learn. It's not like we have learned, we continue, you know, even when talking to you all, when we talking to the PD Mag, it's like, it's an international group of people. So there are people from all over the world. There have to be people who look like everybody in PD Mag. So so we're excited.
Oh that'll be
and for being able to share what it is that you do with everybody. And that's really what we want to do, is showcase what it is that you do to the world. I also wanted to find out from you, because I did see the couple over there, the two women, and then you had this other couple over there that had a head like, what is it? He is a
warthog.
Warthog.
Right. Why did you create a couple like that? I'm interested in that.
I really wanted a contrast. I wanted somebody beautiful with somebody ugly. I just wanted that contrast. And that's where he came from. I just think and I you know, he's kind of rough, but have you seen the face of a warthog? I mean,
they're pretty bad. Yeah,
they're pretty bad. Yeah, they're pretty bad. But I thought, wow, that would be neat to put that head on a man's body. Like I said, I just kind of want to be unconventional. I just don't want to be normal at all, because it's a little normal's a little bit too boring.
And you know, it also I think it gives it that kind of perspective of, you know, that saying, like it says only a face a mother could love, you know, kind of thing.
That's right.
It's kind of something like that. Only a face somebody else that loves you can love. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what that. But it means at the end of the day, it still doesn't make a difference how you physically look. Somebody can still love you. You know,
that's right.
And that's and that is still open to receive and give love to everybody. So but I was just curious as to you know where that came from. So very cool.
When I look at that, I see this whole story about this person who to somebody else is unwanted, who is a prince to another person. that's the story there that I see.
Yeah.
And I see a strong story with the lesbian couple too, because it's the stereotype that people have of lesbians, I think, is often lesbians are women who want to be men, or who are butch in appearance, or I mean this whole masculine physical appearance, and that's not the case. They run the whole gamut.
Diverse.
Yes. And so you have these two beautiful, full stop gorgeous.
Oh,
and I love that.
Thank you.
I love
Yeah, they
that.
are. I love the way your designs come together, and the way you think about, like you said, not being conventional, right? Thinking
Yes.
out of the box. And I think that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a way where I can, art making these dolls, I feel like I have total control. I can do whatever I want because it's my hands, I don't have to, you don't have to please, somebody at a job or whatever. I have total control, and it's liberating, I'll tell you. It's very liberating.
Now, you were talking about before about the type of medium that you use. Now, can you explain why you chose that medium? And I know you said you were using something before and it was much more time consuming, and this medium now is not. So what's the difference? And explain why you find the one that you're currently using much more appealing to you.
Yeah, so I like the air dry clay because of the way it feels in my hands. When I play with it, I can play with it for hours, and it never gets too warm. It never gets nasty, and once it dries, you can sand away your mistakes, and you can carve away your mistakes, and then you can sand over that, put a little bit of water, and it's smooth, and it's perfect. But I couldn't do that with the other kind of, it's polymer clay. And I think that is, I'm not a scientist. Well, I am, I should know, but I think polymer clay is plastic, I think, but I couldn't sand it. And it also has a waxy type, shiny type of appeal that I just wasn't into. It's not my aesthetic.
Right.
And you have to cure it. You have to put it in the oven, and you need to have your timing right. I think it's 30 minutes per 1.5 inches or something like that. It's just too much to remember. So if I can do something like this girl with just air dry clay, and just get her done, and then sand her down, and then I'm done. And that's,
I love her sneakers.
Yeah,
she's got boots on. I love it.
She's one of the first dolls I did when I joined the academy, and it was a little mini contest where they posted a picture of a caricature, and they said whoever can match this caricature up with the doll can win the contest. And so she's my little pink haired doll, and she actually won that. So
nice.
Cool.
I love it. That's great. She's so cute.
She is.
Oh, thank you.
So I was trying to understand why you like the other one better, but I can understand that, the time difference and the feel of it, I'm sure as an artist, it has to feel right in order for you to create anything.
Yeah, it has to feel right. Yeah, and the polymer clay, it was a little bit too hard for me. I just couldn't get into it. And I am unique that way because there are just not a lot of people that like the air dry clay. Most of my people in the academy are polymer clay specialists. So God bless them. I'm going to stick with my cool air dry clay.
But with the polymer clay, can't you also go, after you heat it, can you go back and heat it again?
Yeah, I've seen people do that. I think you can heat
it because I thought that's what in the class that I was doing, because I didn't finish my head, but it's like you could like do the head and finish it and then put the ears on it and go back and heat, and
yeah, but I think the sanding it's kind of hard to sand it. But the thing is, if you're good, you probably don't need to sand it that much. So I do a really, really rough draft. I let it dry, and then I'll smooth some clay over that and let that dry, and then I'll sand it smooth. So and then I may carve some wrinkles or some moles and things in there after that. But I just like it. Yeah.
Very cool.
And then you can tint it. It's interesting when you tint it with the dark brown, it makes it a lot softer. The darker color makes the clay softer, so it takes a little bit longer to finish the darker pieces with the air dry clay that I use. But once you're done, it's worth it because you get to have a nice beautiful girl like her.
Yeah,
that's great.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And that other doll.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're all
the other
good.
thing, yeah. One of the things that I really like about your art, and maybe that's indicative of the Academy and being able to move forward to the different levels, is that you are exceptional in multiple areas. Their hair is like off the chain.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I mean, and their outfits are gorgeous. And so it's not, you know, a lot of the people we talk to, they make dolls and then somebody else makes clothes, or they have the concept of a doll in their head but somebody else sculpts it. And
interesting.
A lot of the dolls that you see are, somebody goes and says, this is the kind of doll that I want. And they work with a sculptor, the sculptor makes it, and then they go and have it produced. So it's interesting to see someone who does everything, because most people don't do everything. You know, somebody does clothes, somebody does wigs, you know, somebody does, and then there are a few of you who, like Emilia, off the chain, doing everything. So yeah, you all are, there are fewer of you who do that than there are of the other people. Other people tend to have a specialty. And it looks like, yeah, your specialty is dolls.
Yeah, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
Do you have a certain type of doll that you like to make? Do you tend to stay with more adult dolls? Do you do more children's dolls? Do you do more angels, or you know what I mean, like that kind of thing? Do you have a specific doll that you like to do, or you don't?
Nothing specific, but I'm gravitating towards the fantasy dolls. Yeah, so I did this fairy. Oh gosh, I don't remember. I had such a good time doing it. The only thing that stands out is it's, you know, she's got the ears, but the next time I want somebody with some crazy wings. I want a tail. I'm going to put some wings on her feet, but yeah, I'm gravitating towards the fantasy because it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Yeah.
And that explains why it
takes
takes
a beautiful mess.
I love it.
It takes you a year to do your dolls with all those details.
Yeah, well, she took about 5 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
5 weeks. Because
it's gorgeous.
For me, it's the clothes that take so long because you want to really be meticulous with the clothes, but she just has a lot of moss growing out of her. So yeah. So
nice. I love that.
Yeah. Fairies, elves. Yeah. So I want to start a collection of diverse fairies.
Okay. That's beautiful. So cool. That would be so nice. Yeah, I would love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
and angels too. That would be great too. It's not too many angels either. So yeah, that'd be great.
In the fantasy arena, we don't see much diversity. So this has been just a wonderful interview.
This was great. This is an honor to be interviewed by you.
Thank you.
This is exciting. You know, I was talking about you last year. I was like, wow. I told my husband, I was like, you know what, man, I hope someday I get to be on that show. So I was like, I hope I can get big enough to be on that show.
You know what?
And here it is. Here's the day. I'm like, all right. My husband's like, you'll get there.
Your husband was like, you'll get there. Don't worry.
And I think that one of the things is that we're not interviewed. So people, and if you look at a number of the people that we interview, we do interview big names.
Yeah.
But we don't only interview big names. And so I think that people,
I'm more afraid of approaching us saying, hey, I would like to be on the show.
Than, you had Mel Odom.
Like, wow, the doll world is all of us. You know, the furniture, the houses, it's all of us, the collectors. We've interviewed collectors. We interviewed doll advocates.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so it's not for us.
Doll historians. I mean, you know, one of the women that we interviewed, Sabrina Thomas. We got her interview because her daughter sent me an email. Her daughter was like, oh my God, I listen to your my mom listens to your show all the time, and she's, this is what she loves. She loves, the history of dolls. She's written papers. So her daughter sent us a paper about what she wrote, and we were like, oh, I think she'll be interested. Tammy was like, yeah, we should interview her, and that's how she got on the show. I mean, but
awesome.
So it's not, and I think that's what's great about it, is because we don't just interview just doll makers in general. We interview everybody that brings all different kind of components into the doll world. Everything is brings the doll world to life. You know what I mean? So we just want to be able to highlight all those people. So we're glad that you had that thought about being on the show, and I think you probably you sit that energy out, and this is what happens. It
worked out. I'm very happy.
It's amazing, and we just love doing what we do and uplifting the doll community and all the voices, because we love Mel, but people interview Mel. So though we love Mel, we know Mel's going to be interviewed. We don't know that you're going to be interviewed. So your voice doesn't get heard. And so it's important for us to uplift you. To uplift the other people out there who are working so hard, who make the doll world this wonderful place. We want to uplift you too. They don't know how wonderful you are.
Right. But when they see how wonderful you are, because now you have a platform, it gives you another opportunity. So So is there anything you wanted to share about some new dolls that you're working on or anything like that?
I think I'm going to have something in 6 months. I got it in my head. I've got some armatures over there. It's going to be a really nice piece. So I'd love to share it with you all and talk to you about it later.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah,
Definitely.
Come back in. I would love to have a interview with you about wigs. Your doll hair is fascinating to me.
Yeah, I've got a lot of different types of wigs. Some of them are yarn, and some of it is that braiding hair, which I like the most because it's somewhat more natural to use the braiding hair. I love that.
Yes, I would love to have an interview with you about just talking about your wigs.
So that'd be great, because I've got a lot of different variety of ways that I do hair.
Nice. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. So as we wrap up here, tell us again the dates for the convention. So if someone is interested in the convention, we can get them that information.
So it's October 15th through the 24th. And the registration is going to open up on September the 1st. So bookmark your convention, pgmagconvention.com. Go register and get your VIP ticket. It's just $10. So you get a lot for $10.
Yeah, you get a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
And
great.
The other thing that we wanted to make sure that we shared is, how do people contact you? Because you've got some lovely work. So if someone wants to speak to you about buying a piece or commissioning a piece, how do they contact you?
Oh, they can reach me at cecelia.arrington@gmail.com.
Okay.
And my website is ceceliaarthouse.com.
Okay. Is Cecilia Art House one word?
Yeah, everything is one word. Yeah. And it's Cecelia Art House, no S, just ceceliaarthouse.com. Yep.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you so much, Cecilia.
Thank you so much, Cecilia. Yes.
Yeah,
You're
it's been
welcome.
amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Thank you. You
Yeah,
ladies have a good night.
You too. Bye from me, Georgette, and in the doll world. Bye-bye.
Bye.